Thank you, thank you. How about another round of applause? It's absolutely beautiful, especially under this moon. So thank you. Welcome back for that quick turnover. I just did a light jog across this to make sure I entered over there. So welcome back. So for our first panel this evening, I'm joined by Matt Mullenweg, the acclaimed writer, photographer, and self-described, oh, sorry, Matt, come on up. Is Matt? Is Matt in the building? As well as self-described Walker Craig Maud, the award-winning poet and novelist, Mieko Kawakami, and a WordPress user for over 10 years. Would you all join us? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So thank you for actually coming up. Well, we can kind of kick off as well while we wait on coming through. We also have our translator here, so thank you for joining us on the stage, Nobutaka Fuji. So he'll be translating just like very similarly he was just translating for us before. So very grateful for that. All right. And so I know that I'm actually missing the other piece. So in this panel, we're going to be shining a little bit of light and on a different aspect of data liberation. So we would like to ask our panelists, what does it mean to publish in the open today, from building audiences to sharing creative processes? And we're going to discuss the transformative power of open source and the bigger picture impact of sharing our work with the world. And so just to kick it off, I think, Craig, we've talked a lot about the ways that we're working within data liberation. And so it would be great if some of you could share some of your work. The work with the world is constantly changing. And there's been some dramatic shifts in WordPress, and especially since it first appeared around 20 years ago. So I'd like to ask if you can start just by giving a little bit about how publishing in the open has influenced you and your work itself.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me today. It's an honor to be here. Yeah, I mean, publishing in the open has essentially defined everything that I've done. So for those of you who don't know, mainly my work today is producing physical books. So I work on books, but I do a lot of newsletter work, and I have a long-running blog and things like that. But all of that physical book work that I'm doing now was entirely born out of publishing in the open. So I've been running my website for almost 20 years now, and I've been publishing on there kind of consistently. And I'd say all of the best connections I've made in my life, like the most inspiring people that I've met, the most amazing opportunities I've had, have all been born from publishing in the open. Like, it's kind of shocking when you think back on it.
Yeah.
And you kind of wonder, what would I have done if, I'd been born 20 years earlier, or, even 20 years later, because now it feels a little different. Things are kind of more bifurcated.
Yes.
There are all these different networks and things that you kind of have to keep an eye on. Whereas, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it really was just that open web, that kind of pure blogging, HTML universe. And that's really where everything I'm doing today, all the walks that I'm doing, all the membership stuff that I'm doing, all the books that I'm producing, it all still flows from that open web experience.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I think now's a perfect time, actually, for Matt to join us, because I know he has a great perspective on this as well. Matt and I passed each other while we were running in behind, so I understand completely.
I just want you to hear from the panelists as much as possible, so I'm going to try to talk as little as possible on this panel, because we have fantastic panelists.
Awesome, awesome. So Mieko, would you like to share a little bit about your dive into open source?
小説を書いております川上美恵子です。よろしくお願いします。私は今小説とか詩とかを書いていているんですが、私のキャリアも実はブログから、文章のキャリアはブログから始まりました。
Nice to meet you, and I am Mieko Kawakami, and I am a novelist. And my career actually started with writing blogs.
今日本の文芸はフリーマーケット、文学フリーマーケットというのがすごく流行っていて、大手出版社によらなくても自分たちでジンを作ったり、あるいは一人出版社っていう文化がすごく盛り上がってきていて、活字にしてこう出版するっていうことは割と身近なことになってきてはいるんですが。
Now, there is this culture in the literature world called free market of literature that is in fashion in recent days. What I mean by that is when you want to publish your book, you do not have to depend on major publishing houses, but rather you can choose to do a self-publication. So when you think about when you want to write something, then the publishing a book of your own became something that's a lot closer to you than before.
ただ私がブログで文章を書き始めた頃っていうのはその方法がなかったんですね。でやっぱりこの自分だけのノートブックに文章を書くっていうことと、その誰にでもアクセスできるところで文章を書くっていうことはちょっと原理的に違うことでした。
However, when I began writing my blogs, there were not such methods or means that were available as you see today. And there was a fundamental difference between writing paragraphs or texts for your own notebooks and writing something in a forum which is accessible to everyone.
それである種の緊張感とともに文章をいろんな文体をブログで試すことができたと思います。そこで私の場合はもう確実に文章の練習の場になりましたし、それにプラス文章の作成の技術にプラス編集するっていうことですね。一度書いたものをより良くしていくためのそういうことを今の仕事につながる全てのことが私においてはブログで練習して、今もそれがすごく生かされていると思います。
So when I started writing blogs, and all of a sudden I was writing in the forum that's accessed by everyone, so I felt a sense of tense or nervousness as I wrote in my blogs. But blogs gave me opportunities to try various styles of writing, and that gave me an opportunities to practice writing. So not only writing, I was able to practice the skills of editing. So through editing, I was able to work on making improvements to what I have already written. So when I think of the work that I do today, it appears everything originated from the practice that I did when I was writing blogs.
I just want to say something quickly there, and it kind of goes back to some of the earlier questions we had about AI and search engines and SEO, is y'all are not just building websites or books, you're building community. And I think that's also part of the WordPress story and part of what is so powerful. And that's actually how we connected. So I think you were publishing some things, I came across it. We ended up hiking the Kumano Kodo together many years ago. You made a great website about it.
That's correct, yeah. Yeah,
And-
like I said earlier, I mean, just like all of these connections in my life have come from open publishing, essentially, open on the web publishing. And I just want to say too, like, Kawakami-san's blog is super interesting. And I was looking at it today because I was just curious. I was like, how far back does it go, I wonder? And on the Wayback Machine, you can go all the way back to 2003 and see what she was thinking about.
Heavy user.
Yeah. And I think that's really a gift to your readers today, that to be able to go back and see how an author's mindset changed and look for patterns in how they wrote, and having that kind of like public log of that, I think is really powerful and really beautiful. So it was really cool to see her work going back that far online.
And actually, let's dig in a little bit there, because you are a novelist, and so you have been writing digitally as well as traditionally. So how do you see these worlds intersecting and influencing one another, and how has that changed your style or how you work today?
そうですね。デジタルって言ってもいろいろあると思いますね。その電子書籍もデジタルに入ると思いますし、それからいろんなそのオープンソースの文章をそのまま読んでもらえるそのデジタルということがあると思うんですが。
So when I say digital, there would be various types of digital writings. For example, e-books is a type of digital publication, and there are also open source paragraphs or texts that are available for reading by everyone.
今日お話ししようと思っているのは一つ興味深いことがあったんです。私はその長いものを小説を書いて出版するんですが、それをどうやって読者の人に届けようかっていう時に、一つオープンソースのプラットフォームを使って半分を全部無料で読んでいただく、あるいは出版社によっては丸々を全文公開っていうことを時々するようになってきたんです。
So there's something interesting that I would like to share with you. So I often publish long books, long feature novels. And when I do so, I try to deliver my content, my novels to as many readers as possible. And I use open source platform to deliver my content to users. And sometimes, for example, I share 50% of my novel free of charge in an open source format. Some publishers choose to release or share 100% of the publication or novel free of charge using open source platform.
普通で考えたらもう無料で読んでしまったものに対してはもうそれでみんな気が済んで読み終わったっていう感覚になって、紙の書籍にどういう影響があるのかなっていうことを出版社も著者も心配してたところはあったんですが、興味深いことにそれが全然対立の関係じゃなくって、そういうふうに全部をまず読んでもらったっていうことがすごくいいプロモーションになって、よく紙が売れるっていうことが分かったんです。
And then, so readers now have access to free of charge digital content. And then you may think that they are satisfied having read the content free of charge, and they have finished reading the novel, and that's it. That's what people might think about. So that was actually the concern that publishers and writers had regarding the sale of paper-based traditional publications. However, what's interesting is that there is not that kind of feared confrontation between digital writing and traditional paper-based publications. So the fact that readers had opportunities to read something digitally free of charge actually worked as kind of a promotion of the traditional paper-based publications themselves. And what's interesting is that after readers read part of or the whole of the digitally written novels, the sales of paper-based traditionally published books went up, increased, interestingly.
一つの理由はやっぱりいいなと思ったものをフィジカルで持っていたいっていう気持ちが一つ、あとより大きな私は理由として今日のテーマであると思うんですけど、やっぱり貢献、無償でそれをまず手渡すんだって、手渡された側にも手渡す側にも私は無意識のなんていうのかな、倫理みたいなものが流れていて、それがなんかうまく響き合ってるんじゃないかなというふうに思ってます。
And one of the reasons for that seems to be people's desire to own something that they enjoyed or something that they cherish in a physical format. So in this case, the paper-based publication or book. And also another thing that I thought of was this mutual sense of contributions to each other, with contribution being the theme of this event today. For example, on one side there is the giver, and on the other side there is recipient, but this contribution seems to be mutual. So the givers provide free of charge content. That's contribution from one side, and there seems to be the reciprocal movement, contribution from the recipient to the giver, with both sides seeming to have kind of a sense of ethics.
And it's interesting too, it lifts everybody up, as well as you more share the content, the more accessible the content is, the better it is with sales. But even from here, when you're talking about, you're creating that connection with the audience through all of this, whether it's shared through open source or not. And you had mentioned a few times around the connections that you have made through WordPress. And I was just wondering, how has your relationship with the audience evolved through open publishing?
It's just become more and more intimate. I mean, I've kind of done a thing where I started a membership program on top of the openness, because I think there is. Kawakami-san also mentioned that she was a little nervous, publishing sometimes on her blog, or she wasn't able to say exactly what she wanted to. I was reading one of her early blog entries; she had written that, and I think there is that element of like, you can be too exposed. Sometimes things can be too open. And so what I've done is I made a membership program. 6 years ago I launched it. And it's still basically entirely open within the membership program, using all the same open tools, open protocols, everything. But what it does is it creates a slightly more intimate space where I don't feel so exposed. And I think as platforms like Instagram and TikTok grow, and even a random post can get seen by millions, having these spaces that are a little bit more intimate, it helps you build a stronger connection with community, and it helps you as an artist, I think, do better work. So I think it's important still to make sure not everything's about scale, but it's about really conscientious community building at the right scale.
Did you have something to add?
No, just that it's very cool, and I've been a member, I think, since the very beginning. I don't know what my minimum number is, but thank you.
Well, and it's not just about the intimacy. Look, when you think about the community that you're building, the audience that you're building, and so how can you share a little bit how you navigate that balance? I think between sharing and protecting. So even in a creative space like that, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty guarded. Like, I actually don't have a lot of my personal life on sort of online connected with that. But in terms of like production of books, like I have a book coming out next year with Random House, and this is my first time working with a big publisher. And so like Kawakami-san was saying, 20 years ago when she started, there wasn't really this smaller publishing opportunity. So she was blogging, and then her blogs got collected, and that became her first book, actually. It was a collection of her kind of blog posts. And then from there, that kind of launched her career as a novelist. And for me, it's been more, I've been fiercely independent, almost to like a fault, probably. And so what I've done is, because I've been able to write these books, essentially the drafts of these books, using the support of the community, that's what enabled me to eventually get something that Random House wanted to buy. And so that whole process I've done in a kind of private members-only diary, and that has worked out really well for me. I mean, it's kept me kind of honest as a creator. It's also created a ledger, a log of the process, which I think in creative work can often be lost if you aren't being pretty deliberate about it.
And it changes the power dynamic as well. Like back in the day, you'd write a pitch, and they'd give you an advance that you didn't have to pay back, and you'd never earn it back or something like that. Now you're coming to them with things you've already written, with a community, with a fan base, and they're like more of a distributor. The power is going back in the hand of creators, which I love.
That's exactly right. I feel so grateful, and I, to a fault, thank my members probably too much. Like every email, it's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. But truly, I mean, like everything is enabled by that because of precisely that power dynamic, where you aren't dependent on the publishers to grant you the status to publish, but you can kind of do it through the diffuse permission of community, which is awesome.
And that's why you all need to blog. blog. It's amazing how many authors, Craig's story has been pretty incredible, but if you look at Andy Weir in The Martian, or Hugh Howey, who did Wool, which has now been turned into an Apple TV show, Silo, how many of them started with blogs and blogging and having that kind of like small little community? Incredible way to iterate on your craft. Like if you want to be a writer, write every day. If you want to be a photographer, take photos every day. Like, you have to keep doing the thing.
For sure. And I think what Kawakami-san was just saying about physical media, this is something in the last 10 years that I think has really hit kind of like a fever pitch in that people want physical things more than ever. And actually this symbiosis between open publishing and selling physical books, physical versions of the things, I think it's the best time in history to be doing this. It's like, it just feels so natural and intuitive. And I think we're really lucky to be writing in this time.
Miyako, would you like to share any thoughts? Any thoughts as well?
やっぱりこの SNS がやっぱりこの本当に10年近くですごく盛り上がってきて、私たちすごく短い文章を読むことにすごくある種の快感とか慣れを感じてきたんですけれども、やっぱりそれはすごくなんだろうな、宣伝広報の言葉とすごくもう見分けがつかなくなってきてしまいました。
So now in the last 10 years, social media has been widely accepted and it's penetrated the society. And readers are now so used to reading a very short text, short paragraphs as they read social media postings. So all those short text, short paragraphs have become almost like the public relations messages.
でもやっぱり私はじっくり人の話を人は聞きたいし、じっくり自分のことを語りたいっていう気持ちは絶対にみんなの中にあるはずなんです。
However, I do believe in everyone's this internal innate desire to closely listen to what others have to say and to elaborate what they want to speak about, deliver what they want to speak about to others.
だから真夜中にそういった言葉に出会うのは本当にブログとかそのウェブサイトの私は可能性だと思っているので、これからも続けていきたいなと思っています。
And this is where the blogs and website come in because those are the places or forums where people can access and experience those heartfelt messages or thinkings from the writers of the blogs websites. So I'd like to continue writing blogs.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, thank you. Thank you. I think this has been a great panel. Would you like maybe anything in closing? Greg, would you like any final thoughts?
Oh, just no. I mean, again, honored to be up here with Kawakami-san, and I know I have like the next 5 books that I want to write, and I know that they're going to involve a lot of back and forth between publishing stuff on the web and getting them into that final book form. And I just thanks to all the members that are supporting the work, and I look forward to continuing to do what I do, hopefully for the next 10, 20, 30 years.
And where can people follow you online?
Blue Sky, I'm at Craig Mod on everything. You can go craigmod.com. That's been around for a while.
Fantastic. Miko, any final thoughts?
私もその長い文章を昔みたいにしっかりウェブで書いていきたいという気持ちがまた盛り上がっていて、私もオンラインサロンで文章をまた発表しようかなというふうに思っています。
And recently, I'm eager to write long sentences, long texts like I did before. So I'd like to write long paragraphs on online salon or somewhere.
Thank you. Well, thank you all. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody, Mieko Kawakami and Craig Mod. So thank you for what's been a fascinating conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So bear with us. We're going to take a short break as they flip some chairs and tables over. And then we'll be discussing the future of WordPress in Japan and beyond. All right. That was a very quick turnover. So just as opportunities around writing and publishing has been transformed by open source, it also has an incredible impact on business. And so we heard earlier that WordPress in Japan has grown to become a 100 billion yen industry. And to understand a little bit more about that, in our next panel, Matt and I will be joined by two business leaders that have actively contributed to the Japanese WordPress industry. And we'll be discussing the future of WordPress in Japan and beyond. And so we'd like to welcome to the stage Hajime Ugushi, CEO of MGM, whose team have built WordPress sites for the best and the brightest names in Japan. And Genki Tainiguchi, Senior Director at Securo Internet, one of Japan's most well-loved, dedicated WordPress hosting providers. Thank you. So just to get us started, so we'll be pausing so we can take some more structured answers. But just to get us started, we've heard earlier that WordPress powers 58.5% of all websites in the Japanese language and 83.2% CMS market share in Japan. And so this has an incredible adoption rate. What do you think has driven this remarkable embrace of WordPress in Japan?
これまでですね、ワードプレスがその全てのウェブサイト、そして日本語のウェブサイトの 58.5% を支えていて、そして日本の CMS の市場シェアが 83.2% であるという話が出てきましたが、この素晴らしい驚くべき普及率の背後にある日本におけるその原動力は何であるというふうに思われますでしょうか。
ありがとうございます。一つにはちょうど今から10年15年前ぐらい国産のプラグインの影響が日本のカルチャーにちょうどフィットしてとても良い影響を与えたことが大きいと思います。
Thank you very much. About 10 to 15 years ago, there was Japan's domestic plug-in technology that fit very well with Japanese culture and had a positive impact on our culture.
そう一つはコンタクトフォーム7です。いやもう世界中の人が使っていますね。日本人の人もとても便利に使いました。今日も三好さんどっかにいるはずね。嬉しいことでした。
So one of them is Contact Form 7, which is widely used globally and used widely in Japan as well. And it's quite a convenient tool and services. And I believe Miyoshi-san is somewhere out there today.
Yeah, I think Contact Form 7 is the #1 plugin in the world.
Exactly. Yeah. でもう一つは日本独自の文化の携帯というガラケーですね。ガラケーが始まった時、世界よりももっと早くに手持ちのセルラーフォンにおいてインターネットが見れるということがありました。それに対して携帯スタイルというプラグインがリリースされ、その携帯スタイルはワードプレスを瞬時に携帯電話で分かりやすく見せるようにしてくれて、かつそちらの携帯からワードプレスへの投稿する機能もありました。それはとてもインパクトがあって、我々のこの国でのパブリッシュの民主化をとても近づけたなと感じています。
Another thing that I should mention is also the unique cultural evolution of Japan, which is the cellular phone technology or the flip phone technology that was before the iPhone or smartphone era. So when the flip phone technology came into the market of Japan, that technology delivered the ability to Japan ahead of the rest of the world to get connected to the internet using cellular phones. And then with that technology introduced what's called Keitai style, which is a name of plug-in.
Also is here, Yuriko-san.
Named Keitai style was released. And by using cellular phones, WordPress was presented in a very clear manner. And also the technology came with the function of integrating the plugin with WordPress. And that quickly advanced democratization.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I remember one of my first trips to Japan before the iPhone and just being on the trains and seeing people, the coolest smartphones
Yeah,
that have like
paka-paka.
antennas. Like people were watching TV on the trains. You had reception down there.
Exactly.
In America, by the way, we still don't have reception on the subway some places. So it was pretty amazing. You feel like you live in the future here sometimes.
そうですね、私も日本に当時来た時にですね、電車に乗ったりしておりましたら、携帯電話でアンテナが立った携帯を皆さん見ていて、その携帯でテレビ番組だったり見ていてですね、すごく将来社会みたい、未来社会のような印象を受けた記憶があります。
Yeah, it's so including emoji. Yeah, it already installed. Yeah, WordPress. Yeah, it's in same. あ、ごめんなさい。なんかぐちゃぐちゃになっちゃった。でもう一つはそのワードプレスが使える環境、サーバーの環境がとても簡単にかつ安価で提供されたことかなと思ってます。
Another important thing was the server environment that enabled the use of WordPress. So server environment was provided inexpensively and quite easily.
はい、そうですね。我々24年ぐらいホスティング事業者を営んでいて、で、大体月に500円、3ドルぐらいで、ワードプレスのサイトが、300ドメインで、ストレージが300ギガとかを使えるようにしていて、非常にこう、ワードプレスを始められる環境っていうのがとても安く手に入る状況だったかと思います。
Exactly. We've been in the hosting business for 24 years, my company. And on a monthly basis, for 500 yen or $3 or so, 300 WordPress domains can be delivered with about 300 gig of storage.
Wow.
So the environment to launch WordPress is quite inexpensive.
その背景としては価格競争があって、その状態が出来上がったところでワードプレスがすごく一気に普及してきて、でたまたまかもしれないんですけど、その時、MySQL と PHP が使えてとても安価なサーバーを提供できてたっていうのがすごく良かったのかなと思います。
And the background of this was the price competition. And in the context of price competition, WordPress became very widely adopted. And the fact that PHP and MySQL were available for use also helped.
Very cool.
すごくかっこいいです。
How do you say that in Japanese?
めっちゃいい。
Mechani. Mechani. I love that.
め
Mechani.
っちゃいい。そう、もう一つはこのランゲージバリアのことだと思います。我々はほとんど英語を上手に話したり見たり読んだり聞いたりすることができませんっていうとちょっと言い過ぎかもしれませんけど、少なくとも私はそれに近い状態です。
Another factor was the language barrier, including myself. Many Japanese people are not so good at speaking or listening to or reading English. Maybe I may be exaggerating. At least I am one of such people.
Your English is way better than my Japanese.
いやでもそんな中でもさっき冒頭でマットさんが日本語のローカライズがいち早くされていたよっていうものがありましたけども、ワードプレスを初めて私が使い出した頃にはもう完全に日本語化されていました。そしてそれは今もずっと続いていて、日本語チームからローカライズチームが脈々と作業をし続けてコントリビューションしてくださっているおかげで、どの他の CMS よりも日本語で使いやすいっていうのが何よりも後押しした力の一つかなと思っています。
And as Matt-san earlier mentioned, localization into Japanese language was quickly proceeded with. And when I started using WordPress, Japanese language capability was already available. And thanks to the tremendous contributions from Japanese language team and localization team compared to other CMS, the WordPress Japanese localized version is much easier to use, and that I believe was one of the drivers behind the penetration.
I'll also say that I think we're maybe months or years away that built into your operating system or your browser will be instant translation. And I can't wait for the days when contributions can come in Japanese and I'll be able to read the ticket in English. And that we'll all have like a little AirPod in our ear or something. So I'll be able to understand you in real time and we can make jokes together and everything. So.
そしてまた何ヶ月あるいは数年もすればですね即興でインスタントでその場で速やかに即座に翻訳通訳ができるといったような技術も到来するのではないかというふうに考えていて耳にそのイヤポッドのようなものをつけておきましたら相手が何か違う言語でジョークを言ってもそれが瞬時に理解できるといったような技術も遠くないのではないかと思っています。
そうなるとみんな楽でいいし楽しいねよりね。
If that kind of future becomes a reality, then people will enjoy that kind of future, and that kind of future will be a lot more convenient.
めっちゃいい。
めっちゃいい。
And I actually think that's a great segue because I am interested in the future, right? So what is the future vision? If we're looking ahead at WordPress, it was such a strong presence here. Now we understand more as to why. How do you think the Japanese innovation might have an impact on the future of WordPress?
将来にちょっと話を向けたいんですが将来のビジョンですが今日本でワードプレスはすごく強い大きなプレゼンスがありますが将来考えた時に日本におけるイノベーションはワードプレスの将来にどういった影響を与えるとお考えでしょうか。
まずこの質問がとても難しいなと感じました。それだけちょっと訳してもらっていいですか？
Firstly, when I heard the question, I thought it's a good and a difficult question to answer.
でその上で日本はなんかこう特別ユニークなことがポンと始まるようなことが多いのかなと思っています。すでにご紹介がありましたが、例えばワプあれは金内和子さんが作ってくださってみんな気に入って使って瞬く間に世界に広がりました。同じように今突然新しいのもうさっき紹介されてましたけど音楽ブロックあれもわけのわからないものといえばわけのわからないものだと思います。でもとても面白いですよね。
In Japan, things that are unique pop up abruptly. So that's what happens in Japan. Case in point is Wapu, which was earlier mentioned, which is the creation by Kazuko Kaneuchi. And it was used widely and has spread across the world. And also, in the same note, the musical block, something that is difficult to understand, came up, but it's something that people enjoy.
もう一つはワードプレスを元にして集まりやすい我々はいろいろと集まって何かするのが好きっていう土壌がきっとこれからも先いいインパクトを与えるんじゃないかなと思っていてここは話して。
And then based upon the WordPress, I believe people's desire to gather together and do things together, that kind of people's desire to gather will continue to have positive impact on WordPress.
Always comes back to the togetherness, the community, bringing it.
まさにコミュニティということですね。コミュニティとして行動するということかと思います。
はい、そうですね。ワードプレスを身近にする力 というか、さっきローカライズの話があったと思うんですけれども、やっぱり少しでも英語の部分があると我々日本人ってどうしてもそのソフトウェアとかアプリケーションを使いたがらないっていうところがあるので。
So regarding the powers that bring WordPress closer to us, so there was talks about localization earlier, but generally speaking, many Japanese people feel hesitant to use software or applications when they include certain elements in English language.
なので、ローカライズのチームの方々が頑張っていただいたりとか、あとは我々ホスティング会社としてはみんながワードプレスを便利に使えるようになるようなミートアップを支援するとか、私の会社では東京と大阪にそういったイベントが開けるスペースを用意していて、いつも無料でコミュニティに提供したりしています。
And while the localization teams are making great efforts to bring WordPress closer to users, as a member of a hosting company, what I would like to introduce is what our company is doing. Our company is providing support to meetup events to help WordPress and to be felt closer. And also we have the event spaces in Tokyo and Osaka city so that people can gather together to engage in some socializing event.
Arigato.
You're welcome.
あとね、フォーラムがすごく活発です。日本語のフォーラムがあって、何かワードキャンプの日本でのものが行われるたびに、回答がついてない質問がゼロになったよっていうのをフォーラムによく回答してくださってる方は常々誇らしそうに言ってくださるんですけど、それを聞いてるこっちもとても嬉しくなりますし、そのフォーラムに回答できるっていうのは何よりも始めやすい状態で、そういったことがずっとループしているのはきっと世界中により良いインパクトを与える一つの方法じゃないかなと思っています。
Also, in Japan, the Japanese language forums are quite active. And every time there is a word camp, Japan Day, or similar events, and I get told by the forum participants that there is no unanswered questions on the forum left. So the person proudly tells me that all the unanswered questions have been answered. So the fact that many people are actively participating in the forum, answering questions posted, would give a positive impact on the other parts of the world.
That's beautiful, and it's us helping each other. Actually, that's how I got started with contributing, was on forums, just asking questions. When B2, which was the predecessor to WordPress, I was just asking questions in the forums. I went back to ask a question, and I saw someone asking something that I knew the answer to, even though it was brand new. And that was my very first contribution to an open source project, was just answering someone else's question.
そのオープンソースの場で私も以前やっていたことですが、オープンソースのそのコミュニティといいますか、人とのやり取り、その関わりについて貢献するためにも、私もそういったフォーラムといった場所でよく質問が出てきたときには回答をするようにしておりました。まさにそのお互いのその支え合いの精神なのかというふうに思います。
あと書籍、さっきマットさん触れられていて、日本にはすごいワードプレスの書籍がたくさんあるっていうお話でしたけれども、大口さんも私も本を出していて、そういう情報発信をする人がすごく多くて、でワードプレス使ってこんなに楽しいことができるっていうのを楽しそうに場で語れる人がたくさんいるっていうのもすごく未来にとっていいことかなと思います。
And then for your information, both August-san and myself have published books. And in Japan, there are so many Japanese language books that were published using WordPress. And in Japan, there are so many people who are proactively disseminating, communicating their views and their information. And there are so many people who are eager to communicate to others what kind of fun experiences they have had using WordPress. And that kind of momentum or eagerness would be quite positive in promoting the use of WordPress.
I'd love a signed copy. I would proudly put it in my library.
じゃあ本にぜひ署名、サインをして書籍をください。家に置いときますので。
高いよって言ってください。
But it's expensive.
あとね、そのちょっとカスタマイズが好きっていう話もしたくて、日本人ってなんかこう細かいカスタマイズをするのがすごく好きだと思うんです。そのよく聞く話だと欧米ちょっと分かんないですけどだとその何かしらプラットフォームとかブログサービスに合わせて自分たちが変化するっていうようなことをされることが多いように思うんですけど、日本人って自分たちが変わらなくてシステム側を変えようとするんですね。その時にワードプレスはシステムとして変更できるっていうことがすごくいいことであるなと思っていて、それが今ブロックテーマにも、自分たちでよりできるようになってきていいかなと思っています。日本でおすすめのブロックテーマは XT9 とユニトーンっていうのがあって、どれも日本語で素敵に見えるテーマになっています。僕たちも楽しんで使っています。
And the Japanese people also love customization to turn things into something that they truly enjoy and like. And what I've been told is that, I don't know if it's true or not, but in the Western society, in Europe or North America, when people are given a platform or blog services, people try to change their behavior. So people try to adapt themselves to the platforms or blog services provided to them. I don't know if it's true or not, but in the Japanese context, Japanese people do not try to change themselves, do not try to adapt themselves to what's given, but they try to change the system that are given. So when I think of that, the flexibility of making various adjustments in WordPress is quite a positive feature from the Japanese users' perspective. And blog themes are good examples. And my favorite blog themes in Japanese language are XT9 and Unitone Japanese language themes, and they are visually unattractive.
Well, it looks as though we are at time. So, are there any closing thoughts you'd like to share?
OK、ラストパートはもう一つだけお伝えできるとしたら、我々はさっきから言語って言ってますけど、そのマルチランゲージというアルファベットを使わない国のものです。でオープンソースのものでそういった関わりの人がもしいないままにリリースされるとマルチ言語の国の人が使いにくいものになったりしていて、我々がこういうところに参加させていただいたり、コードでコントリビューションしている人とか日本語の翻訳している人とかが一緒にいて、こうやって一緒に作らせてもらっていることこそが存在の一つの価値かなと思っていましてっていうと言い過ぎかもしれませんけど、そしてこういうことがマルチ言語でできるワードプレスだからこそ一緒にやっていけているのはとてもいいことかなと思っています。
And there have been a lot of mentions about languages and linguistic functions, but when linguistic services are all in alphabetic languages, then even when it is open source, people who do not use languages that do not use alphabet may not be a part of the open source ecosystem. So when I think of that, it is a very good thing that various people are making contribution to contribute to the multilingual aspect, whether it is with contribution from localization team members or people or companies like the companies that I work for, or other people from the communities whose languages do not involve alphabetic characters. But the fact that there is a room for making contribution from the communities who do not use alphabet-based languages shows that values that can be provided by people from different communities. And that makes for the multilinguistic features of WordPress, as well as the collaborative forum, nature of collaborative forum that WordPress provides.
All right. Anything? Nothing? Would you like to close as well?
It's okay.
No? Okay.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing such a unique perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
And so with that, we are closing tonight. So Matt, would you like to share a few words? Final thoughts?
Sure. You know, we've experimented with the format. We've done some panels today, which has been very fun. And thank you again to our panelists. Thank you, Mary. This is your first one, so congratulations. First of many to come. This has been really fun. And, you know, this is only our 4th ever State of the Word. So they've changed so much. We'll see where we do it next year. It'll be hard to top this amazing venue and view and everything that Tokyo's so graciously provided us. But, you know, maybe we'll take it back to New York or San Francisco next year. We'll see. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all. See you all online. And I hope everyone has like a wonderful holiday season as we close out 2024. It's a great time to sort of reminisce and also look forward to what's coming next year. So thank you all.